This is the report that goes out every morning. It's the very first thing I do before I even clear my emails is I pull up all my data and I go through this report. And then again, the bottom line up front is what most of the people that I distribute the report to look at. And we go through various levels before we activate our severe weather action plan. And when we will activate our plan when we have very high confidence that a site is going to be impacted. And as you see here, right now, the information we were getting out of DisasterAWARE is that there's very low confidence right now of the tracking by the Joint Typhoon Warning Center of where this storm is actually going to track. But as you see, I break it down into all the different geographical areas and just give a quick outcome of what's going on. If you recall, we said in the Eastern Pacific there was 3 different disturbances, and what is the potential for these disturbances? And here they are. Here I took this graphic just off of the NOAA, but this one here is a storm that went into Vietnam. So that one, as you see, it's a final warning. But this is the storm that we're tracking now, and this graph here should look familiar because it came right off of your platform, and I was able to put in here. I put information in here of what the speed's going to be as it makes landfall, you know, the wind speeds. Here's our locations and how many employees we have at those locations. And then I go through this additional stuff. This is just informational. Again, this is how we escalate our plan, where daily everybody gets these tropical weather updates. If a storm has high probability of impacting Citrix assets, we put out an advisory. And then if the storm has certain impact, such as if we go into a tropical or hurricane watch, we'll put out an alert, and that's when we activate our plan. Now, I did put out an advisory this morning on that storm that is heading towards Shanghai. Let me show you that, because that's probably going to be it shows a lot more information that comes out of DisasterAWARE. Hold on one second, because I'll have to pull it up and then change over my screen.
Sounds good. This is such great comprehensive information that your executive team gets, Jeff. It's really remarkable.
Well, it's this report here that you're about to see. This one is the one that goes to the CEO and all the executives. And as you see, it's a report specific to, sorry for all the pop-ups. It's a report specific to one particular storm. And again, this is an advisory. Even though it looks like the tracking of that storm is going to affect Shanghai, again, because there's low confidence, what we do is we put out an advisory first. And the advisory, you know, we time, date, stamp it, the bottom line up front, here's what it looks like is going to happen. We always put, you know, global technology and security will continue to monitor, but it's a very quick up front. This was a link that came out of DisasterAWARE that took me into, I believe this was the Chinese site. And it shows, this one actually shows that it may be a Category 1 hurricane or typhoon as it goes forward. But that's all just part of the quick up front. And then I go into the storm details. And again, this graphic that you saw out of the other one. But then we talk about potential impact to Citrix sites, to Citrix travelers, because I was able to show how many travelers we got going. But again, all this information that I'm pulling out came out of links that are provided. You know, as you're aware, when DisasterAWARE announces something as a hazard, it provides several links that allows you to go and really look and gain a lot more information. One of the information that came out of it is always these situational reports. This is right out of DisasterAWARE. And this is a real good report because not only does it show the wind impacts, but it also shows the rainfall and storm surge. And then the last thing out of it, again, this was another link showing the potential width of the storm or where it could make landfall. And this was important because Shanghai is up here. Now, we do these reports in the format on Microsoft Word, because what I do is I always email right out of Microsoft Word, and this is where I email it out of. And